Sometimes the unthinkable can happen. And when it does, your family will remember you by what you've left behind.
Our little Adam was a drug addict.
And a pervert.
When you're gone, it's too late to hide any evidence of your hedonistic lifestyle. Hey, no one wants to be remembered this way. And when your time is up, you want to rest in peace, not in shame. That's why I'm here to tell you about the Rest Assured Disposal Service. Here's how it works. Seconds after your unexpected death, a monitoring device alerts our dispatch unit.
In and out in 5, let's go.
Our expert team of disposal technicians immediately converge on the premises to confiscate all your intimate possessions.
New guy that way. Let's go. Go, go, go. Contraceptive on the table. Let's move, gentlemen. Get that goat off the bed.
And no stone is left unturned. After the area is secured, our emergency interior designers begin the redecoration process.
Oh, no.
Once in the apartment, they create the illusion of a respectable lifestyle that will make your family proud. So by the time your loved ones arrive, your reputation will go from this to this.
Adam's Bible.
It's your legacy. Protect it with the Rest Assured Disposal Service. Because when you die, your family doesn't need to know you're going to hell.
Now you can rest assured.
Oh, what's up, dude?
What's up, my man? How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. I had a long weekend, both busy and I don't know, a little bit of partying in there.
Oh, nice.
Like, you ever have like a good weekend, like even like the last 2 nights I got like 9 hours of sleep, which I definitely needed. Where you feel like rested, yet you don't want to do shit at the same time. Like I could so easily just spend another day on the couch, but I got to get back to shit, you know?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, we didn't do much yesterday, man. Friday and Saturday were insane, but we did not do much yesterday.
Yeah, we I think we watched like 6 or 7 movies yesterday.
Oh, what'd you watch?
Well, we started with Piranha from '95, which was hilariously
awesome.
hilariously awful.
Yes.
We watched My Girl, which
wow, that's old.
I haven't seen since like '91 when my parents rented it. So I knew, of course, the scenes, right? The funeral and the bees and this and that, which really isn't until the very fucking end.
Yeah.
I didn't know, but otherwise, dude, I mean, yeah, of course I, teared up a bit during that, but otherwise it's a pretty decent movie. Dan Aykroyd does a good job at being serious.
I haven't seen that movie probably since it came out. I remember seeing it when it came out, and that was like the last time I saw that one.
We watched Something Wild with Ray Liotta and what's his name? The guy from Dumb and Dumber, Jeff Daniels.
Oh, I don't know that one.
It's from like 80, I don't know, mid 80s. It's not bad. It's an 80s movie. And then next Friday.
Oh gosh.
And then I don't know. I don't remember. We started watching something. I think I fell asleep. The last one. I don't remember what it was. What was it? I don't remember.
Was it a rainy weekend or what? Sounds like a rainy weekend.
It was supposed to be, and it ended up not raining much. We did get a little bit of rain, but I had a couple long days. I got a couple days a month. I got to really make myself not do anything. I try to take a Sunday or 2 seriously. Otherwise, I end up working myself too much, and I get burnt the fuck out. And then, this is a cycle. We talked about it. You and me probably do, the same thing where it's like, cycle of super motivation and then burnout, and then no motivation, and then feeling shitty about that and coming back.
I mean, between all my my photography work, the coffee business, and my other 2 side gigs, like I have 4 gigs, man. Like I'm constantly going.
Mm-hmm.
So
Dude, check this out. So this morning, and my neighbor just texted me, just found out the deal. This morning I got up and was out feeding animals, and we have wild rabbits, but I see this bunny not being held by my lovely wife there, but I see this bunny chilling over by in the barn where I store my chicken feed. And I'm like, okay, that's not a regular bunny, because ours are like brown, or gray, like they blend in, right? And I tossed some corn out to it, and actually came halfway up to me.
Really?
And yeah, then once I got her out, we caught it, and I'm like, okay, that's not a this shouldn't be here, Is
that
so
domestic one?
Yeah, I messaged all my neighbors, and one of my neighbors just hit me back, and he's like, "Oh shit, that's my bunny." So, dude, he's like half a mile away, dude. It's a damn miracle it's alive.
Next thing you do is post a picture of some stew.
Yeah. He got back to me just a few minutes too late.
Sorry, just a hair too late on that one. Oh, that'd be funny.
Yeah.
So, let me pull this up. So, in the news in out of Detroit, we had a fun little thing the other day. Some chase between a couple cities. Hold on. Oop. Maybe. There we go.
They thought I was going to stop. I had my hands out the window. He's still shooting, so I pushed the gas.
Man, look, I wasn't even driving. He was driving. Striker baby. Look him up.
Bro, what are you your honor? I'm too short to drive. You know it was him in the driver's seat. Yeah.
There were shots fired, a stolen police car, 2 simultaneous police chases, 2 men who police say led them on a chase across Macomb County into Detroit and back, faced a judge to be formally charged. Coco McAvoy was in court for the arraignment, and the list of charges is, as we might expect, Coco, pretty lengthy.
As you're about to see, both suspects had things to say in court.
That's crazy. Y'all trying to charge us for shooting us.
Trying to charge us for shooting us. They thought I was going to stop. I had my hands out the window. He's still shooting, so I pushed the gas.
Man, look, I wasn't even driving. He was driving. Striker baby. Look him up.
So I just thought that was hilarious. They're selling each other out there. He's like, I wasn't doing it. He was doing it. Like, why would I stop if they were shooting at us?
But it was like
a point, but
yeah. It was like, you're supposed to always at least maintain the image that you never dime somebody out. You know what I mean? You do that shit in private. Yeah. Sit there and throw blame back and forth on camera.
That was funny though.
Oh fuck.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So that's what's going on in Detroit now. You got people running from the cops. So
well, yeah, that's probably nothing new though.
Yeah, well, we were my parents live in the Detroit area, and we were out there, and like there were 4 very serious accidents, like all within a mile of my parents' house, like while we were there. It was really crazy. We saw 3 of them, but I mean, like really bad accidents, not just like some guy hit another person, like bumped into them, but it was like, so glad I don't live in that area. It's too congested.
What'd you say, this weekend?
Yeah, we were there Saturday, so we drove there and back. It's like 3 hours each way. So,
well, I guess that brings me to my story for the day. Me and old Wayne saw a body on Saturday. We were going to a shop that I work at. They were doing this customer appreciation day, barbecue, bar, all this shit. We're going to tint Wayne's truck. Hell yeah. Going to be a good day, dude. So we're riding out there. It's about noon. And what people like to do in this place where I live, it's pretty and there's a lot of, nice long back roads. And people like to, on Saturdays, put on fucking spandex clothes and get on their bike and do these like bike events out there.
Yeah.
And they set up tents for Gatorade and there's a course and this and that. And there's been times where there's police escorts, which is even worse. But I fucking hate these people. And I'm sorry for the end of the story I'm about to get to. But like ride somewhere else. Like, dude, like it's fucking dangerous, dude. Like there's no bike lanes. It's what would you call it? A 1 lane or 2 lane. There's 1 lane each way. They're just big enough for 2 cars to pass by each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, like it's the night before I was driving down that road and there was a horse just standing in the road. Like there's just stuff out there. Like besides animals, like it's just not a safe place to ride a fucking bike.
You live in the weird part of Florida, don't you?
You could say that. I mean, I think there's a lot of weird parts, but yeah, it's all agriculture and shit, but it's, there's vehicles and they drive fast and it's trucks and semis and that use this, road. And anyhow, so we're driving past all these douchebags. And here's the thing that pisses me off about them, dude, is it's not just that like they ride their bike on the road and they're in my way and inconveniencing me. I don't care about that. If you're riding a bike to get to work, bro, more power fucking to you. Grind, like do your thing. I'm giving you all the space in the world. But with these fucking bicycle enthusiasts, like they hate cars and like they'll do things like when we're coming up to like pass a group of them, one of the guys who's, the tough guy in the back, he'll swerve out to make sure we go way out, right? So he throws his body out into our way in order to make sure we go far enough out. And I'm like, dude, you're a fucking idiot. Like you're asking for something, Anyhow,
I hate those guys.
Dude, one of them did it to us. We were on a narrow bridge, and one of them tried to do that shit. Like, what the fuck, dude? Anyhow, so we get up to just about the end of this stretch where we get to a big road and this bicycle race would end. And there's like a semi truck in front of us, and it slows down and stops. And the other way coming, we see a couple vehicles stopped, and we see debris in the road, like bicycle debris. And there's a couple vehicles pulled over on the side of the road. Yeah, dude. And again, I'm not trying to make light of what happened to this person. Like that sucks. But like we say, don't go ride your bike in the fucking street.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I don't know what to say, dude.
You get.
Yeah. But so we say to each other, hey, we don't want to sit here and watch this scene, do we? And we're like, no, of course not. And there's no reason for us to be here. So Wayne goes around, like way around on the shoulder. Like this happened. So this happened on our side of the road, the right side of the road. So he drives around the left shoulder and goes around everything, and we drive past. And these fucking white Karen fucking cunts come running out, yelling at us. Are you serious? Are you serious? Like they were mad at us for not being upset enough. And I've told a story on the show before. I don't know if you heard it, where me and Erica saw a body in the road, and we were trying to get by and we couldn't because these two fucking Karens had gotten out of their car to stand around and watch and cry, about this dead person. And
I'm sure they posted on their Instagram too.
I'm sure, and how good of people they are. So us and everybody behind us is yelling at them, move your cars so we can get through and get out of here. And they're like, somebody just died. Don't you have a heart? Don't you have a heart? And what these cunts didn't realize is the reason we wanted to leave. Aside from, what if I had my kids with me and I don't want them staring at a dead woman? Yeah. You know what I mean? But the ambulances couldn't fucking get through until all of us were able to leave because it was like on like an on-ramp. So we're like, dude, like if you care about this woman, let us fucking go. Like Jesus Christ. So it's, people who want to have trauma like themselves, now they get to tell this story forever, But it sucks that person died, but God, those fucking cunts fucking yelling at us, like piss me off so bad.
Yeah, they do it so they have a story to tell. Like, we were driving and we saw this and people wouldn't even stop because they were so callous, right?
These insensitive hicks. It's like, dude, of one of the 8 people who was already stopped, somebody had a cell phone, right? Like, what the fuck? We're not doctors, Yeah,
we're not gonna make the person better. Like,
you just fix the bike. I might be able to do that, but I can't do that with the person.
The person's gone, man.
Yeah, man. And then so anyhow, we left and we said, well, I hope he's okay. We saw him laying there. But when we came back a few hours later, we couldn't even go home that way. They had the whole road closed. So usually that means there's a fatality, right? They have to do like an investigation, and then I assume it was a hit and run or something because the vehicles that were there just didn't appear to be the vehicles that would have hit the bike, and the bike definitely got hit by something. So that sucks, man. It really does. But again, man, it's why you don't fucking ride bicycles there, man. And I get it, dude. It's beautiful. And like, I have neighbors who go out and they ride their like mountain bike or just their regular bikes on the street, not in spandex. And like, I don't mind that at all. Well, they go out, they're just on the thing. Like, it's just, there's plenty of places to ride a bike where you're not on the street. I don't know, man. Yeah, dude, that was my next story is how I caught jaundice.
Yeah, it sucks because like, they demand this, that you respect them, but then they don't respect you guys at all. Like, around here we have a lot of bike lanes, and then people like the bikers will just go through lights. They'll have a red light and they'll just go through it.
It's hard for me to respect you as a because as they say, we're a vehicle. You have to treat us like a vehicle, but then they don't act like a vehicle.
Nope.
You know, and you guys know I'm not a big stickler for rules, but when you're driving and on the road, it's a matter of life or death. Like it's not about
it's common sense. It's just common sense.
And then when somebody does hit you, you have no, if you survive, you have no like leg to stand on legally, like to sue them for breaking, you know, because if you were breaking the law as a biker, you know, they'll still try, of course, but it's just, you know, like you would want to be doing the right thing, and it's the best chance you have. Because in the last like 20 years, I've read a lot, like in the newspaper, like in Tampa, there's a lot of tension between bicyclists and like car drivers, and the bicyclists like hate car people, dude. And like they say things like, I don't bother obeying the laws because they don't either. And it's like, okay, well then I can't give you anything here then.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I can't have any sympathy for you.
Yeah.
And again, it's not a law thing, it's a survival thing. It's a like you know, it's a survival thing, because no matter what, in that confrontation, you lose as the bicyclist. You know, the person in the car, it never dies, you know. So it's just a matter of survival at that point. So I mean, what would you teach your kids? You probably teach them to be safe on their bike. So you know, I hope they do the same. And again, when people riding their bikes to get places they got to go or go to work, total respect for you, man. Do your thing.
Yep.
Leave the spandex at home.
Yes, very much.
Get a better hobby. I don't know.
One more news story here. Hold on one second.
Okay, cool.
I hate the way Instagram does things. It makes it so difficult to work in.
Oh yeah, to bring stuff up for the show, it's not the easiest.
Well, just there's no like play button, so it's going to start in the middle of the.
Right after the break, we're going to interview Eric Weihenmayer, who climbed the highest mountain in the world, Mount Everest. But he's gay. He's blind. So we'll hear about that coming up. Right after the break, we're going to interview Eric Weihenmayer, who climbed the highest mountain in the world, Mount Everest.
That's funny.
This is so good, dude.
Like, how do you mix those two things up? Now I wish I could. I want to find the interview for that one now, so we can play the interview, because I bet you he's has a lisp.
Well, yeah. It's like, so did she mistake it that way, or like was there like another story, or did she just have gay on the brain? You know.
Well, maybe they did a pre-interview.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So. Maybe they did a pre-interview. So what else is going on around the world?
Around the fucking world? I don't know, dude.
I know that we are.
My last week, I haven't paid attention to shit.
I've been so busy last week. I just haven't had time to do anything. Trying to sell coffee. But what was that? I missed it.
Story is about bicycling enthusiasts. Oh fuck.
So apparently there's a school that did this fundraiser, and they were licking feet.
He is devouring those!
So first of all, just as a normal human being, how do you get to the point where you're like, hey, I have this great idea for a fundraiser for the school? How do you get to that point?
Was that like, did the students come up with that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who did it. I don't know who did it.
Okay, I was like, that seems like the students would come up with.
Let's say the students did come up with it.
Okay.
As a principal, as a teacher, as a counselor, you go, yeah, let's try something a little bit different for a fundraiser. That one's a little too pedo-ish, or even like, hey, you
could argue sanitary reasons.
Yeah, like, there might be some foot fungus thing going on. You don't want to get that. Yeah, let's come up with a different. Let's do a car wash. Let's do a car wash.
I know it's a little played out, but car washes and bake sales have kind of been the staple for a long time.
And they're because they do raise money, because people will give kids $20 if they're raising it for something, for so that they can. But like, who in their right mind okayed that? Like, whoever okayed that.
So I don't know much about how administration in schools work, but like, I mean, yeah, there's got to be at least one adult that runs through, right? When they do an event, like I can understand if the principal isn't privy to every little thing that goes on to school.
I guarantee
but like it has to run through at least one adult before they just do that.
Oh, I guarantee you it runs through adults. Like we were heavily involved in when our kids were real little, they went to a small private school. Not that we had the money to send them there, but it was everything, literally everything that went like for fundraising, stuff like that, went through a group of people.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure and that especially was the video we watched a public school though?
I think so.
Do we know?
I think it was.
I have to assume that they're much shittier run, than a
Deer Creek school district. No, but like, so I even like.
But even there, I'm still saying it has to run through several adults, right? At least one at a bare minimum.
They raised $150,000 on this. So
well, that's I don't know, man. That seems like a lot of money, though. And you tell me the amount of money, suddenly I'm less upset about it.
I mean, I guess
like, at least they raised $14.
At least they're not taxing people for that, I guess. I don't know.
That's a lot of money, though. I mean, hey, dude, gotta go big or go home, I guess. Oh, man, that's how much of a capitalist I am, and that's how easy it is to change my tune.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, right. Obviously, there's a market. I mean,
obviously, there's a market. There's your libertarian side.
Oh, shit.
I mean, though, like, seriously, though, doesn't it, like,
no, it's gross, dude. I don't know.
How do you even get to the point where you're like, it's okay?
Maybe they decided that's as absolutely far as they could push it. Like, what else? I can't think of anything else. I don't know. I mean, things run in cycles. Maybe Jackass kind of stuff is coming back. I don't know.
I'm okay with the Jackass stuff, but it's like, how do you?
So, you're not in defeat then, Steve? Is that what I'm getting here?
Oh, God,
not a foot guy?
Oh, hell no. Feet are disgusting, man.
I'm not like.
I do, however, get pedicures. I know Clyde's going to jump on this one, but I do, however, like getting a pedicure. Like a good pedicure is like, if you've never had one done, man, oh God, it's amazing.
Are you super like ticklish or sensitive in your feet? I feel like I wouldn't be able to let them touch my feet.
It depends. It depends on the person, but it also depends on like how lightly. If it's like, they're like scrubbing hard or whatever, like no. But if it's like they're like real light touch, yeah, it doesn't work.
Do Asian? Do you have a choice? The only Asian?
Oh hell yeah! Oh hell yeah! Okay. Don't want an American person doing that.
Well, that's the thing. It's like no matter what, it's like no, like they know what they're doing. I just know that they know what they're doing because they're the ones who do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, it'd definitely be no. I'm not. I don't care who I'm supporting. Like like oh no, you got to shop American. Like no, fuck that. I'm getting my pedicure done right. All right. I'm not like into feet, but like I don't notice a chick's feet really. You know what I mean? But,
I don't understand why it's such a fetish, man. I don't like. I'll never understand that fetish. Like that's just a weird. Like, there's something broken. Like,
well, we all ever. I don't know. Maybe like your mom was one time when when you're 4, her shoes slipped off in the pool. I don't know. I don't know what kind of thing happens that makes you like infatuated with feet, but there's got to be something. And I mean, I don't know. We pick on it for being so weird, and I mean. People are into much weirder shit, honestly, but there is something about. I think what it is, it's because there's so much like dedicated foot porn that it's.
Are you serious? Is it really?
Oh yeah, dude. Fucking dude. So like,
did you ever see that? Did you ever see the King of the Hill one where Peggy Hill like starts doing those videos?
Yeah, and she does like she thinks like they're art videos or something. Like I don't remember but she doesn't realize
it's like
yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, exactly like that, dude. Like I guarantee you, like it's like a huge thing on like OnlyFans and shit is like foot stuff.
Why?
And I don't and again, like I mean, I've seen it, I've like okay, I say I don't notice feet. I mean, I don't really like care about feet. Like I see a cute girl, like, oh man, cute feet too, or something, or they take care of their feet or they show it off, but not like, oh yeah, give me that foot. not trying to suck a toe, you know. It's just not part of. It falls very low in the totem pole of you know.
Yeah, don't even think
attractiveness
about it. That's
feature.
how low it falls for me.
Yeah, like if there was like a hot chick,
okay,
she had like bad feet, I wouldn't even know she had bad feet. You know?
I mean, it's like gnarly and all gross and like half hanging off. Like, yeah, so there's an issue there. Okay, but
scaly or something.
Yeah. But then, okay, so scaly is the reason.
That and come back, yeah.
Yeah, that is the reason. Like, I started doing the pedicures because super dry feet. So but it does make a difference.
A lot of people have dry skin up north, huh? I bet that's a thing. I don't think it's as big of a deal down here. Like rust on cars.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, next time I buy a car, I need to actually. Mark and I will need to fly down and then drive a couple cars back up.
Yeah, dude, it's a good way to go. When I lived in Wisconsin, that was like, oh, the rust. I was like, what? Nobody talks about rust down here. It's weird if a car has rust. It's like, what the fuck happened to your car? Oh, was it here? You assume that it was a pool service truck. It's got rust. Oh, it used to work for a pool service company because they're.
I will say, okay,
chlorine.
So where we stay out in Florida, we stay out in the ocean side, and usually by the end of the week, our car has like this just disgusting film on it that like you have to watch your car.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, let me amend. By the beach, if you live within like a mile or two of the salt water, your shit rusts out too. Yeah. That's totally true. Yeah,
all of the like I know the condo that we stay in, you can't like leave the windows open. You're not supposed to leave windows open and stuff like that because of like the salt water the salt will like mess up your
fucking refrigerators and shit.
Yeah.
Anything metal, your walls and shit. Yeah, probably.
Well, there's the
anything metal it'll corrode.
Yeah, so the place next to the one we stay in, like everything looks like rust. Like all the walls, everything looks like it has like all this rust color on it. It's just kind of gross. So,
on the walls, like the outside.
Yeah, like
and the fucking sprinklers, man, because a lot of the water's so rusty and it hits.
Last time we came out there, they were like power washing everything, but yeah, it gets pretty like you gotta take care of it when you're that close to the beach. I think you gotta take care of all that stuff so it doesn't coat everything. But all I know is I need to get back down there again soon because it's Michigan. Although I will say this, man, like our weather last 2 days has been phenomenal. Today it's like 53 out, and we never get that in March. We're usually getting ice this time of year. Like this is when we get ice storms, but it's been gorgeous here.
Sorry, I'm trying to pull up some sort of news or something here.
And I was looking for something too, but
okay, here's something your speed. I don't know. I don't necessarily know what I mean by that, but
okay.
Former Pinellas juvenile detention sergeant arrested for soliciting sex from boy. Female, 16. The chick was female. Former Pinellas juvenile detention sergeant.
Oh dear God.
So yeah,
that is definitely not my speed. Just so you know, clarifying.
Sorry, it had to do with locking up pedophiles. So. But this is the opposite. This is the good one where it's a chick with a young boy instead of an old man with a young girl. It's the one that's socially acceptable. Unless you're Clyde and he calls it the R word, but whatever. I grew up in times with the first famous one was at my middle school. So, you know.
Oh, was it at yours?
Yeah. What was her name? Fuck. And of course I say it now. I can't think of her name. It was in like 2004 when it came out. But she was the motorcycle model, the blonde.
Was it the one that married? Like they got married and then a couple years ago got divorced?
Looking up, getting look this up here. Okay, Deborah LaFave.
Oh,
I think that is her. Yeah. Okay, I'll pull that one up next.
So what happened in the story you're
Detectives arrested a former sergeant at the Pinellas Regional Juvenile Detention Center in Clearwater after she solicited sex from a 16-year-old boy incarcerated there. So hitting on the young perps.
Wow.
Yeah, 10 inappropriate letters were found in the bed of a teenage inmate. Oh, he never put nothing down on paper.
Yeah, don't email it, don't put it on paper.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess while he was incarcerated. Man, it always happens like that, dude. My dad used to work at a prison, and the female.
I thought you were gonna say your dad like did that shit.
No. My dad used to.
My dad worked at a female prison, and I'll tell you.
No, dude, he worked at the male prison, and he said you did not want to work at the female prison. It was way more horrifying than the male prison to work at. Those they were, because think about it, dude. Like, and especially like the type of prison he worked at. You know, he worked at like the more like maximum security state prisons, so it's like all murderers and shit. So the chicks that are actually locked up in those places are pretty tough to deal with. But he worked at the male prisons, which of course had a lot of terrible people as well. But they're housed differently. It's every story. But the female officers there, like half of them would get in trouble for hooking up with inmates. It was such a big deal. A friend of my old man's, his wife like divorced him, and so they were divorced. I don't know what it wasn't pleasant. There might have been some restraining orders. I don't know the whole backstory, but she was dating an inmate. Okay. And she's talking to the inmate on the phone, on the prison phone. And he's telling her that what she should do is call him, tell him he needs to come over and get all his stuff. And when he comes over to get his stuff, shoot him and then say he tried to rape you. And then, you'll be able to get all the life insurance or whatever. And you can be done with him and all this stuff. And all the calls are fucking recorded. So they fucking busted her. And then she went to prison for planning to kill her ex-husband or whatever with this fucking inmate that she was with.
Well, she was actually going to go through with it?
Well, I mean, who knows, right? But I guess they had the conversation and maybe she said she was gonna. But, I guess attempted murder would have been I guess, what do they charge? Conspiracy to attempt murder? I don't know what the actual charge is for that, I guess.
Yeah, but if she didn't actually do it, how can you get charged with it? I'm just that's one thing. It's I can
plotting
I can plot a lot of shit, but not actually do it, man.
But yeah, federal pound me in the ass prison. I think conspiring. I mean, if no, okay, hold on, and maybe it wasn't even for the murder, but if nothing else, having a relationship with an inmate and whatnot, I'm sure they could find something illegal in that.
I mean, that I get it. That you can get you were having an affair with this dude and blah blah blah.
Bear with me. This was 20 years ago, okay?
But you know what I'm saying, though.
Saying
dude, I've said shit that can be used against me in that too.
I think it comes to making depending on how you make the plans. I think they can get you on conspiracy to do whatever. And then a lot of times, when you do get charged with committing an act, they charge you also with conspiracy to commit act. So they'll have 4 charges, and then they double it up to 8 charges.
See,
conspiracy to commit,
which
I think is silly.
Do that, yeah.
Obviously, there's conspiracy to do it, right? If you,
it's the thing too, where they, they have some woman on the street, and then some guy drives by and beeps the horn, and then they bust him for prostitution. It's I don't know about that. You kind of set that up.
Yeah, there's just beeping the horn.
Well, you know what I'm saying. Just anything. When you drive by, then they're hey, then you were trying to. Sorry, I was reading that. You were trying to. I don't know. Whatever. It's just the whole entrapment thing too. That's not. To me, that sounds like entrapment. If she didn't actually do anything.
Well, entrapment would be them setting it up. And then I also think there's a thing about on the prison phone too. There's they hold that shit to high fucking regard, dude. Because you're plotting. They're having people plot crimes with known criminals. You know what I mean? So they listen to all the calls and stuff. Which is why it's crazy they talk about that shit, but they do. I guess they assume they don't listen to every call.
Criminals
Maybe they don't.
Stupid though.
But that happens all the time. Dude, my dad would tell me stories all the time about people talking about oh yeah, when you come to whoever's coming to pick them up from prison, bring whatever drug with you, And they do, and they fucking bust them for it. And that obviously, they bust you because they can have physical evidence. So I understand the difference with what you're saying there.
No, that I understand.
Yeah.
But
it's obviously a very different situation.
That case doesn't make any sense to me how you could do that. But anyway, regardless. So I worked with a guy that was in prison. I want to say he was in prison for like 50 years. Like, a long time. And he had just got out, and then the guy I was working for hired him to work there. It was weird at first, but I actually really like the guy now. I mean, he did change his life. He did something really stupid when he was young, and then turned his life around. But he told me stories. People would just come up at you, and you have to defend yourself. You have no choice. You have to.
Yeah, and a lot of it depends on where you're at and what.
He was in the bad prisons. Like he was.
Yeah.
He was in the
I know people who are in for, drugs or whatever in like state prisons here. And as long as, for the most part, if you keep your head down and, mind your P's and Q's, you're not in a gang, you're fine. And a lot of them, the biggest issue is the fucking, the COs themselves, they're bored, they're assholes, and they fuck with you and they try to get you in trouble. A lot of times they're the people you really got to watch out for. Yeah, most people I know who have it's been relatively uneventful. You know what I mean? Just a place you pass your time. But I mean, this is like, I'd be terrified to like Miami or some shit, like they have to like do time and like county for like 7 months in some like big city. That'd be terrifying. That's really what's scary. Once you get to prison and people have their sentences and shit like that, for the most part, I think people just want to fucking get along and ride them out. Everybody has to live there. But when it's like jail, it's like they're just holding people who, fuck, dude, like that's just terrifying. So I think that's the big thing.
One of the things that he had told me was like, as soon as you go in, you start getting letters from women, and this is really weird.
Yeah. There's chicks who are into that. Like old Wayne says, why do good girls like bad guys?
Yeah. Thank God I've never experienced that. Don't ever want to.
So this is Deborah LaFave. I think this is the one that they based the South Park episode on, but it started happening with a few chicks.
I'm trying to think of who the first one, like the big one, was. It was all over.
I thought it was this one.
It might have been that one. It might have been the second one. I'm not sure.
Yeah, because it's like it's not necessarily always the first one, right? It's once it happens a couple times that it picks up steam there.
But I know, like the one girl, like she went to prison. The teacher went to prison. And then she got out, and then like they were like, you can't see each other. And then he got her pregnant like immediately. And they had a couple kids together. Were married for a long time. But
I think here.
I just don't understand why people like this chick was married. Like blow up your whole family for like some teenage kid that's a dumbass.
Yeah. Well, and like I mean, obviously, I'm not like saying it. You should do that. This is the case. But like reading this, it sounds like she had relatively traumatic childhood and shit. A lot of death in the family, fucked up parent shit.
What's better than who are the two kids, the Menendez brothers, that like went in the house, like blew their parents away?
And they're like in prison for life, and supposedly their parents were like fucked up or molesting them or something terrible, and it's almost like let them go. Like they were only a danger to the people who were molesting them, kind of thing.
Yeah,
I don't know the whole story, but I know there's a lot of people who want them like released because they're like it's one of those things where the judge is like setting an example, but it's something where it's like okay, I'm not saying it's okay, but it's totally like understandable, and you're looking are they really a threat? Like the guy who shot the pedophile who abducted his kid. His karate teacher, I forget his name, on camera at the airport.
That the one in the airport? Oh, yeah.
And he didn't like get jail time. The judge is like, well, he was only a danger to one person and he's dead. So,
yeah. That judge was like, had the right mindset, at least. Like, that one definitely had the right mindset. Have you heard, speaking of judges and stuff, have you heard anything much about the Julian Assange thing? Are they bringing him to the U.S.? Is he being extradited?
I thought I heard. I don't know. There's always something like they're about to do something for the last 5 years. But but I don't know.
Because I heard that so I was listening to a different podcast and they were talking about it, and one of the things that they had kind of I mean, I guess a conspiracy theory on it, like that. Apparently, the Ecuador government, like we flipped the CIA, flipped the Ecuador government so they could get Assange out of that embassy.
Oh, we did it again recently.
Well, we did.
The CIA has done it like 7 times in the past.
When he was when he was in the embassy, at some point in time they flipped the government to put their puppets in to get him out of the embassy to get him back to the U.S. But here's the crazy part: like he is not a U.S.
Like
citizen.
It'd be easier to just assassinate him, huh?
Yeah, right.
Sorry, go ahead.
He's not a U.S. citizen. So, like, how do they even have any jurisdiction on him?
But I don't think it matters if you're a citizen. I think it's if you committed a crime to that country. So if
bombing U.S. citizens with drones in other countries by presidents is okay, but not like
right. Yeah, that's okay.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm just trying to make sure. I'm just trying
to lay it out. Yeah, I know it's a confusing set of rules, but try to stick with me.
It's very confusing.
But I think.
I mean, how do you think they feel? Like they're sitting there drinking coffee at the cafe, and all of a sudden, like they blow up for no reason.
Let's say somebody who was French, came here, and let's say they came here legally or whatever, murdered an American citizen, and then skipped town to Mexico. I think that depending on how much the U.S. government cared, I think that and I could be wrong. I'm not a fucking lawyer, especially not an international lawyer, man. But I think that they could then choose to prosecute that person like here because they committed a crime against an American, and they might even be able to extradite him from, say, I don't know. Can you extradite from Mexico? Some country where you can extradite from, Canada. Could they?
Well, we can't even extradite from France because there was the dude that started Earth Day that killed his girlfriend, chopped her up and put her in a suitcase and then left the country.
Roman Polanski?
Yeah.
Oh, really? I got that right? Holy shit.
Is that his name? That might be his name.
I don't know. I hope now that I said that.
No, because Roman Polanski was the one that like...
Oh, that was the butt sex.
Yeah. Yeah, but like they don't even him, they can't extradite him from France. But the other dude, the guy that started Earth Day, like he chopped up his girlfriend and then took off to France, and the U.S. can't extradite him for some reason.
I'm sure he was just making compost. He's got a legit reason. Oh fuck.
Yeah, I gotta find that story now.
Did you guys used to get like I remember on like Earth Day, or maybe it was Arbor Day, once a year at school, one of those days, they'd give us like a pine tree in a bag to take home and plant. Did you guys ever get a tree?
I think Earth Day was kind of after maybe it wasn't after my schooling, because it was 70 when he killed his girlfriend.
Wow, I didn't know all that.
Oh yeah, dude, this is like every Earth Day I post a story. Remind all my friends who this man actually was. Yeah, actually funny.
Earth Day never grabbed much traction anyhow.
Yeah.
Do we have Earth Day parades anywhere? If there's not a parade for it, it can't be that big a deal.
Yeah, but people still talk about Earth Day.
Yep. You got to say something and pretend to care for a day.
And that's why every
Earth
Day,
the kids. That's
why every Earth Day I post this story to make sure people know who this man actually was. Earth Day founder.
I'm still pro them sending the kids home with a tree, though. It's a fun activity to go home and plant a tree with your family.
Yes, very much.
Hey, it's one of those things. Like it's like I don't know if you watch Rick and Morty, but when they
no, I need to watch that. I've never watched that show.
The jelly bean leader guy, and they find out like he was like a molester, and they burn the evidence. Like sometimes the memory of them is better than who they really were or something. Like you got to keep the image of the saint good. No matter what he might have actually committed, kind of deal. So or the idea of Earth Day is better than the creator. We can move past it. You'd probably like Rick and Morty.
Yeah, I know. I need to check it out. I've never watched it.
I feel like it got a little weird.
I know my son
3 and 4, but then it moved on to better. I think they learned their lesson.
Yeah, I've been watching old South Parks lately.
Dude, yeah, Pluto plays the old South Parks, and we've been watching them. Oh, the old ones, yeah, they're so good, dude. Some of them I haven't seen in years too. I'm watching, like, oh my god, I forgot how excellent and brilliant these were.
Did you see the one of the illegals? I forget what they called them.
The Goobacks, the time people. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, it was awesome.
Oh my gosh, I was laughing so hard.
You're talking like a fucking retard.
I was laughing so hard watching that
one. Yeah, that's the took our germs. Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that one was just brilliant,
dude. I remember like the weekend after that episode came out. I rest his soul, my buddy Frank. It was that weekend, and I was out and about, and he worked at, I don't remember, some fast food place, and I went, and he was behind the counter, and I'm like, "What's up, man?" And he points at the sign, and he goes, "Chicken sandwich," you know, like the time people talk. Unprompted, and I just about fucking pissed myself. It was so good.
What year was that one? Was that like?
That would have been like 02-ish.
Okay,
somewhere in that neighborhood.
Oh my gosh, that one was the best.
Serves me correctly, yeah. Yeah, man, yeah. I like maybe like the 8th season, and before was just. I like them, you know, even past that, but they were just really good. Yeah, yeah. It's the same thing that happens with all like shows and cartoons and stuff. Once they get so far, so the first few seasons, it's all their small hometown shit. And the beauty of South Park was whatever was going on, whatever the big stupid thing in the news that week was, they take it, they shrink it down to a scale of this tiny town, and then play it to the extreme, and it just really, it sort of puts everything from perspective. They beat up both sides of the argument. They come out and have the big speech at the end and say, "Hey guys, maybe here's the sensible like a way to look at this thing." And it's a nice little we all learned something today moment. And they were usually, I don't always agree with their, you know, outcome take at the end on all of them, but they're usually pretty good, and for most TV shows, damn good, you know.
Yeah, well, it's like, they did a great job showing you how ridiculous both sides were.
Mm-hmm.
They did a phenomenal job on that. And the funny part too is like everybody on the left was like, "Oh, you see, they're on our side," and everybody on the right's like, "They're on our side."
Yeah, that's like, when you know you're doing it right.
They were like, "Dude, all of you suck. Like we're literally laughing at both of you right now," and nobody got it. That was the best part about it.
Dude, one of my favorite incidents. Let me see if I can find the part. But it was you remember the Elian Gonzalez thing?
Oh yes,
dude, that shit happened, and on Wednesday and on Friday they had this fucking scene. They had this fucking episode with this scene. Here we go.
I got one more story too.
Yeah, my computer will pull this up here. Okay, here we go. Hopefully this doesn't get us in trouble for playing South Park stuff.
Hello, girls. I'm the Easter Bunny. Happy Easter, kids.
Janet Reno,
by the way.
What I
got for you.
Oh my gosh.
Remember the Elian Gonzalez thing with Janet Reno?
Yes.
So those little girls are Romanian.
That's it.
Let's
move. Give us the kid now. Down on the floor. Down on the goddamn floor. Find them.
Oh my god.
Government so much.
Hand over the quids.
But that fucking that image, remember that?
Yes.
Freeze,
yes.
Go ahead and shoot me. I dare you. Don't push me, man. Pull the trigger, you little pussy. Gun. Now. Riot. Pepper spray.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, yeah. Well,
but dude, that shit happened on Wednesday, and they had that episode on fucking Friday, dude. And I remember
that, and I remember being like, okay, so that's like, there was that in the Clinton administration. There was Waco. They just terrorized everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Let me find this real quick here. There's the picture.
Yep. Oh yeah, there it is. Yep. They're helping. And I don't remember all the details of that story or anything.
That is your government. Well, they escaped from Cuba. I think it was Cuba.
It was Cuba. Yeah.
And then the dad died on the boat, and his family was in, I think, somewhere in Miami, maybe.
Yeah, there's some in Miami and some in Cuba, and they were fighting about where he was going to go.
And they wanted, and our stupid ass government gave the kid back to the commies. So,
yeah, and of course, again, it's anytime there's something like that, it's like, oh yeah, a SWAT raid is the way they solve that. You know, it's like,
well, especially with
the
Clinton administration. I mean, like, you know, oh wait, there's kids that we think are being held as slaves in Texas. Let's just go burn down the building.
Yeah,
like that's what the Clinton administration did. But
Operation Showtime. The name of the operation, like, is just enough. Like that was the name. Yeah, Operation Showtime. And dude, that's why the news van showed up before the local sheriff, because it was all like a publicity stunt. Yeah.
Did you ever watch? I think it was might have been on Amazon. They did a series. No, might have been Netflix. They did a series.
Yeah, with the girl from
Ozarks. I don't. They did a series about that whole thing with Koresh.
Mm-hmm.
So,
which, I mean, there's been a lot of.
It was
I've
like
seen some of them, so I just don't know if it'd be the same.
I watched like probably the first 2 episodes, and
was it with like actors, or was it like a
documentary? Yeah, it was actors. No, it was actors.
Yeah, it had that curly hair blonde girl.
Sure, I don't remember.
And then a bunch of people from Boardwalk Empire were in it.
Sure.
Yeah, the FBI guy crying at the end as they're being gassed, like he didn't want it to happen. He was trying to get him out from underground.
Yeah, they tried to make the FBI look good on that one.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Yeah, it was. But and it's funny because even on those, they make the FBI look good, but they still show like that they were using like illegal chemical weapons. You know, they still did show the whole Operation Showtime, and that like the news arrived before the local sheriff.
And
you know, and all that shit.
Throws flames into a building, and then they blame it on a pipe that burst.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude. There's some good documentaries. They break out the FLIR footage, and they show that like they weren't letting people leave that house. It was pretty crazy. Yeah.
I mean, the one scene though that I just somebody posted the other day was the cop that was on the roof that got popped for trying to get in. Like the FBI guy, you're like, well, you know.
Yeah.
So, but the same guy that burned that down and killed all those people was the same guy that was it Trump or was it Biden was trying to get as the head of the FBI? I think it was Trump.
Yeah, and wasn't there enough of a pushback that they ended up going with someone else?
Yeah.
Whew. Thank God, dude.
Yeah, it's just like, what are you thinking? Oh my God, man, stop. Like, they were trying to get him in charge of the FBI. It's like, wait, this is the same dude. Like, the same dude that killed everybody in Waco.
Like, have you seen I showed it on here before. Have you seen but I don't know if you saw it. Who was Bill Clinton's brother? What's his name? Roger?
Maybe.
We'll try that. Have you seen his Sting video footage?
No.
Okay, so there's a really good documentary that I recommend everybody watch called The Lima Conspiracy or The Lima Cover-Up, and it's about the Lima Air Force Base. It's about the Lima Air Force Base, and like it's a lot of the Barry Seal story and all that. But it's basically while Clinton was governor of Arkansas, like tons of blow was coming in through the Arkansas Lima Air Base. Barry Seal.
I remember the story.
Iran Contra, all that shit. So there's a
You know, it's funny that Hillary Clinton did all that stuff against Iran Contra, yet they were running the guns for Iran Contra.
Yeah, dude, baptism bootleggers, man. It's always the way it is, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, is this video? I'm having a hard time finding this video. There's a video of this footage from like a sting operation, and it's Roger Clinton fucking blowing rails and dropping N-bombs, dude. It is hilarious. But they show it in that documentary, and I pulled it up. I know it at least used to be on the internet.
Yeah, they've been scrubbing stuff lately.
But I'm having a hard time finding this. Holy shit.
Now we'll have to do that on Wednesday or
yeah, I guess so.
We'll have to do a special episode,
something,
like an investigative episode.
Yeah, trusting the Clintons is pretty
retarded.
Because democracy basically means government by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded.